Hello and welcome to Arindam Zoo. I am Arindam, and in part 9 of my zoo series, I will be taking you on a tour of the apex predators biome in Ark Survival Evolved. So, these will consist of all of the big theropods and other really powerful creatures, as you can see from here. And just after this, we are going to explore the volcano biome, which is my favorite biome, by the way. So I've made statues of all of the different predators that you can find in this part of the zoo. So we get the aberrant and normal versions of the megalo. We get the Utyrannus, and this is the X furry variant. We get the normal allo, X allo, and R allo. The Spinos, normal and aberrant. And by the way, if you have noticed all of my videos before, you will notice that I have made sure that the color that I've used for the lamppost are always in the brown color shade, because the brown color shade actually makes it look really nice. So we get Gigas, Rexes, Therasinosaurus, Carnotauruses. Raptors are actually previously covered, so I won't be covering them again. And finally, I believe this is an Alpha Rex and this is an Alpha Carnotaurus, and this will be an Alpha Raptor. Okay, we get some nice statues. And so the color code for this entire part of this enclosure would be black on red and cyan. That is a color coding that I really like, and I wanted to highlight it here. So we need to head on up because these apex predators are very powerful and we do not want to be close to their biting range. So when I made this part, this took a long time just to make because the individual uh, paddocks are very big. They have been inspired from Jurassic World, and you can see just from the size of the paddocks, especially the paddock for the Giganoto, that is humongous in size. And in fact, the Giganoto paddock itself can house the entirety of my starting zone and even beyond. So we're going to head on this way. This is a large viewing platform, by the way, and this is meant for anyone to see everything from the top part. If you head on down, let's head on down this side. There is actually a teleporter, and the teleporter is going to take us somewhere very far away, but we're not going to be using it right now. Let us first look at the various dinos we have, starting with the T-Rex. So we have a Tyrannosaurus in its various variant. We have the skeletal variant over there. This is an alpha T-Rex that was attacking my creatures, and instead of killing it, I just force tamed it. Okay, Jurassic Park one scene, ambushing a flock of gallimimus. So you may have already seen a similar theme thing when I gave you a tour in my previous videos for the gallimimus paddock. So it's the same thing. I just made sure it looks slightly different. So we have one or two individuals of each of the different Rex variants. So skeletal, alpha, this is a tech Rex over here. Actually, let's just, this part looks really nice. I love how the red color actually blends in with the mechanical part of it. It's here, by the way. And a Giganoto with the bionic skin on a large taxidermy base is going to make it look really big, with the exact same size as the actual Giganotosaurus. Right. So, due to how dangerous T-Rexes are, I've actually placed some tech turrets over at the top. These are, well, my T-Rexes are tame and these can be thought of as decorations, but they are not. If I get any Ichthyornis or any other creature spawning there, then these things are going to mop them up. And again, let me show you. These all have this really nice color scheme of red, cyan and black. Now we are going to head on inside and we're going to decrease our voice because we want to see the T-Rexes close up. So we can see this T-Rex over here. It hasn't spotted us yet. See its eye. Looks really intimidating. We also have a ghost of a T-Rex. And we should be having another T-Rex somewhere there. It's actually pretty well hidden. If you want to get a top view of them, then you can come here. And you will see the volcanic T-Rex over there with the red lighting, the normal T-Rex, the ghost T-Rex, and well, let's see from here. We should have one more T-Rex. I don't know where that other T-Rex has gone. Now, this is how the T-Rex paddock looks like. Right, so you would now be interested in this paddock. So this is the Spinosaurus paddock. You might have already seen them when I have been giving you a tour of the ocean biome. So you can head over up and you can see the different types of Spinos. So you get normal Spinos roaming about, aberrant Spinos in the water, two of them, and you get an X Spino from Genesis Part 1. You also have one more X Spino over here. And okay, Sarcosuchus and Spinosaurus engaging in territorial clashes of the North African coast. Right, so this is a scene from one of the documentaries. I think it is some BBC documentary. I don't remember. Was it Walking with Dinosaurs or was it Planet Dinosaur? Because there was a part in which the Spinosaurus was trying to engage and drink some water from a stream, and the Sarcosuchus, and there were a couple of crocodiles. The smaller crocodiles were obviously intimidated by the Spinosaurus, but then the Spinosaurus backed off because just after the small crocodiles there was a single Sarcosuchus, and well, we actually did not get to see that clash. In that same series, we actually have a clash between Spinosaurus and Carcharodontosaurus. I don't exactly remember the series. If you remember that name, please feel free to drop a comment on the comment section. And you can actually view the Spinosaurus more closely from here, provided it's not as lighted up right now. I should put a couple of lights down in the water and close to the beach, otherwise it's become too dark. Anyway, moving on. So here we have the Rexes, and on, let's tour this side first. So you can see something, right? In this darkness you can see a Utyrannus. It's very well camouflaged, by the way. So one of the advantages of doing this zoo tour at night is that these things actually look more real and more scary. There is an aesthetic beauty of doing these things at night, which I could not be able to do when if it is daytime. So we have a Utyrannus. We can come here and we can get to see the Utyrannus. We don't see that guy from here, it's too dark. Yes, it's not there, but we might be able to see some Utyrannus over there. Here you can see one of them. There is one more over there. Let me go up and show you. So here is one of the Utyrannuses, normal one, and they are again hiding in the bushes. We have a XUT. Notice the blue eyes. The blue eyes will be always from the XUT, while the normal UT will have red eyes. So I really love how I have been able to blend the Utyrannus with these trees. It makes a more natural and more scary look, but it looks really nice. In fact, I would say the Utyrannus model and its appearance looks much more real than most of the other theropods that are present. We're going to go there later on. In fact, okay. So this part is actually empty. This part is there for when Fjorder releases with the Carcharodontosaurus, and I might be able to put something over here for that. But here you can actually see all of these different Megalosauruses with their glowing eyes and everything. Another reason why I make sure that the video is done at night, because the Megalosauruses are awake at this time. For the Megalosauruses, I actually made a viewing area like this. You actually get to see a scene from England in the Jurassic period where a Megalosaurus is attacking an iguanodon, and I really like how I have been able to capture this part of the scene using the available terrain. So I did not know where to place the taxidermy part, and I started extending the construction over there, and it was actually getting blocked by the tree. Instead of cutting the tree, I actually thought of using the tree as well, kind of like a hiding place for the megalo, and that is how this thing was born. It actually looks much more natural, and I really like how it looks like. You get a megalo hiding and ambushing a iguanodon. So these are the different megalos we have. Most of them are aberrant variety. That is a normal megalo, I think. Right, now let's head on to the other side. So we saw the T-Rex, we saw Megalosaur, we saw Spinos. Now we get to see my favorite creature. So this is my favorite dinosaur. It's called Allosaurus, and Allosaurus's favorite prey were Stegosauruses, mid-Jurassic North America. Morrison Formation. It's a very popular and very important formation for dinosaurs because the Morrison Formation in United States and Canada happens to have a lot of dinosaurs. In fact, this Morrison Formation and this Allosaurus was one of the reasons I was initially thinking of becoming a paleontologist and maybe moving to the United States. But that was when I was a child. So let's view the Allosauruses up close and personal. So we're going to head on down here. We're going to come here. Then we should see the Allosauruses. So we have normal allos, volcanic biome allos, and we have R allos. These are R allos, by the way. If we turn up the brightness, very beautiful patterns. X allos, R allos, and normal allos. The color scheme is black with red markings, and this is again makes it looking more ominous, and again it blends well with the dark theme that I've got gone for the zoo. If you come close, this allo will actually look at you. This is again just a slight jump scare for anyone who wants to visit the zoo. If you look at this color scheme, it looks kind of like similar to the Terminator franchise, especially the first two films. And we get one allo roaming in the beach. Now, before sunlight actually comes, let us look at one more exhibit. Alright, so if we go to the right, we get to see the Allosaurus viewing gallery. All the different types of allos are sitting there. The one that we were actually there. Now the moment you want to actually see, this is the big one. The gigantic paddock for the Giganotosaurus. It's huge. It's huge. And we're just going to open this, and we have one of these guys already looking at us. I actually wanted to make this scary, so I actually put these take doors. So everything would be dark, and if I were to do this at night with everything being dark, no light, nothing, and suddenly when you open, you see this gigantic dinosaur's mouth looking at you, and it would look really scary. That was the whole idea behind putting a Giganoto that early. And by the way, you can actually see it seems like there are scratch marks on this greenhouse wall. So this glass part actually has scratch marks. It almost looks like the Giganoto tried to break into it. You know, the Giganoto kind of reminds me of the Indominus Rex from the Jurassic World. We have a very large paddock, we have very powerful dinos, and the Giganoto and the Indominus kind of look similar. And we also have these scratch marks. So now we have two Giganotos staring ominously at us, but we need to look at the Giganotos from a very far away place. For that, we need to use the teleporter. So let's just come there. Yes. So this is the viewing gallery for the Giganotosaurus because it is the it is the most grandest dinosaur you can get in the game. Hence, it gets special treatment. We get a roaming R Giga. We get another Giga in the water, and you have already seen them if you have watched them from the ocean biome. You actually get a sneak peek from over there. That part. And now, well, Jurassic World scene. Look at that. Can you see it? Can you spot it? Here, there it is. Remember that scene in Jurassic World where Claire is talking to her boss, played by Irfan Khan, and Irfan Khan says something like, "You never told me that its color changes," or something like, "Its color is white." And Claire has a conversation regarding it. In fact, Claire also mentions that the Indominus actually ate its own sibling, and it can also camouflage and change its color. So that exact scene I have tried to replicate here with this Giganoto, this exactly albino Giganoto hiding in the bushes. This guy. The Giganoto is the Indominus Rex of Ark Survival Evolved, and that's what I have tried to do with this. If you watch that scene after looking at my zoo enclosure, you will note how close I have tried to come close to it. And I would say I succeeded more or less. In a way, I'm kind of proud of that. So I know I'm rambling about this part a lot, but this part I'm a bit proud of. So this came just out of the box. I had not wanted to do this intentionally, but it came anyway. So now we're going to head on back. We have seen most of the big dinos. Now let us see some of the other big dinos that are present away from this paddock. Even with creative mode, making all of these structures took a very long time, and I eventually was really I tired of the entire thing. Anyway, this part is in my to-do list, and it's where I'm going to be putting some creatures when they eventually come out in later maps like Fjorder. It's interesting where I'm going to be putting the Carcharodontosaurus because it is supposed to have a size bigger than the Rex and smaller than the Giga, and it should have a very large enclosure for that. Now, let's look at this part. We have the Carnotaurus or flesh bull here. We have a Carnotaurus along with its alpha, four-stemmed of course. We have Aberrant, and I believe that is R variety. Wait, let me do one thing. Doing these things in the morning is doesn't do justice to anything. So let's just change it to night time. Suddenly, it all looks really good. All of the lighting and everything looks really nice. Okay, late Cretaceous Argentina. Carnotaurus pack hunting sauropods. They were one of the fastest, big theropod and had powerful jaws. Yes, that is actually true. So, in Ark Survival Evolved, Carnotaurus is treated as a low to medium tier theropod predator, but in reality, Carnotaurus would be one of the most powerful theropods in existence. Not as powerful as Rex or Giga, but surely powerful enough to even challenge an Allosaurus, if it's possible. And as you can see, while they had very small arms, they had very powerful jaws. And as far as theropods are concerned, Carnotaurus were actually very fast. They could actually travel at 50 miles an hour, which is very fast, by the way. From the Carnotaurus paddock, we get to see aberrant variants. Now, this is the Velonasaur paddock. Wait, I pronounced it wrongly. It is Velonasaur Paddock. So we have the Velonasaur here, both the normal as well as the R variety. And just to be a bit on the humorous side, I just did this. So Velonasaurs love doing two things: showing off their frills like this, and slapping anyone that does not respect their beauty, which is this. As you know, if you the alternate attack of the Velanosaur is their slap attack, and this is their primary attack. So that's what I tried to do. So these are the Velanosaurs. Okay, I'll be looking at this thing later. But now let's look at this. Therizinosaurus. I want you to look at this. This is a Therizinosaurus, an apex theropod herbivore, the ultimate badass, largest of its kind that could easily beat out Tarbosaurus. I'm not joking. This may be the best boss fighting creature in this game, and this may also be one of the best creatures there is. It is an apex herbivore and it is a theropod. Imagine this. So theropods. So basically T-Rex and Therizinos belong to the same family. Theropods are basically any meat-eating large dinosaur like Allosaurus, T-Rex, Carnotaurus, etc. And imagine a theropod being a vegetarian like this Therizinosaur over here. Okay, if you are getting confused, just imagine this. You can substitute theropod for any big cat and or rather any cat, and you know, right, all cats are obligate carnivores. They do not eat anything other than meat. And imagine a full-sized cat like a lion or a tiger eating only vegetarian food. That is what a Therizinosaurus is. It is effectively the equivalent of a vegetarian tiger or a vegetarian lion. And the fact is, it also roamed in small groups as for protection, which means you can actually think of this thing like a vegetarian lion. Imagine, so like, imagine how powerful these guys actually were. They were actually taller than even Tarbosaurus, by the way. Their neck would be much higher. And using these thresher-like claws, they could easily hurt and kill any creature that would threaten them. And that same territorial reputation has been kept even in this game, which I'm very happy about. Now, this took some amount of time to make, but I'm very happy how it turned out. This is the enclosure for the phoenixes, and I have three different phoenixes. So you know, right, how Ark's buildings are. So you cannot have any part of the ceiling like that without having these pillars, and I tried to make sure I have as less pillars as possible to make that ceiling. This is one of the most beautiful things that I have done. Especially look at that. That phoenix is painted with blue color. That is why it is giving this really beautiful, flame kind of thing. It's amazing. And here we have the display for the phoenix. And because of phoenix, I have put everything, I put the entire display under fire. So to do that, I've actually placed a whole bunch of campfires and I've put spark powder and lit them. There are around 6 to 9 of them here, another 6 to 9 of them there, and 3 in the center. And all of them are lighting and giving it that really nice effect of a phoenix actually burning and rising up from the ashes. By the way, I actually forgot to do this. Let me do this. Now it looks better. Right? Now it looks really better. In fact, I should have made the entire video with zoom turned on. Now it looks really better. So we get the phoenix over here. Next we get the Tropeognathus and the Kapihara. So we get the Kapihara over here, and I believe there is a Tropeognathus. And these two have very similar structures and animation, and hence I have made the display like these two creatures are just fighting over which one is better than the other for humans. Tapehara and Tropeognathus aerial displays. So these two are literally just doing air shows and competing with each other. No fighting and anything. Just to mark to us humans which one is the better thing to actually mount. Alright. This is our Tropeognathus. And now we're going to take this walk. We're going to come to the showcase of the entire zoo, the volcano biome. And by the way, this is the best, the absolute best thing that I have done. And I'm going to be showcasing this in the next video because I need to take a breather. But I can assure you one thing, whatever biomes you have seen, if you think those things are good, you have no idea how awesome this particular biome is. This is the best looking biome that I possibly could ever conceive, and even it's so beautiful that even I am surprised by it. But hey, I cannot rant about it right now. I need to take a breather. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.